Hi, my name is Jenny Granger and this is one of my midlife gap year videos. I may be accompanied in the background by a very noisy cow, so if you hear any weird noises, that's what it is. It's Wednesday the 3rd of September and the sun is just setting. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening and I have just finished work for the month, which is pretty cool on the 3rd of September. Just finished up with my last client for the month earlier on and home, and yeah, that's me done in terms of one-to-one clients, which is just cool. I mean, I really love my work and I can't overestimate this. It's kind of a strange energetic place that I sit in with all this, because I actually really love what I do and I'm very blessed to love what I do. But there is just something also very lovely about doing that, doing it really well, being of good service to my clients, and then being able to just switch off completely and come back to me for a few weeks every month. So the last probably 5 days or so have been kind of fraught here. Well, fraught in a funny way. It's just been, there's been a huge change in my life, very unexpectedly, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, remaining flexible and being adaptable, and how helpful that is in life. Because like you, things happen in my life just because I'm doing this kind of work and being a law of attraction coach and things, doesn't mean that things don't happen. And one of my earlier videos was all about that topic. I think I called it Shift Happens or something like that. And so on Saturday, so was it only 4 days ago? 5 days ago, my daughter, who's at Queen's University in Belfast, announced that rather than stay on in the house that she's been living in down in Belfast for the last year and was planning on staying on to live in for this year, she announced that she'd really like to come home for this academic year for a variety of different reasons. And I actually thought she was joking to begin with. Because most students do it the other way around. They stay at home for school, they go to halls for first year, or no, they maybe stay at home for first year and then they go into accommodation for second and third year. Georgia went away to school in Scotland for 4 years, went into her own accommodation for the first year at university, and has now decided that she would like to come home. Now, of course, I could have said no, but given the circumstances and the reasons for her wanting to come home, Owen and I had a long talk about it and decided that it probably was the right thing for her. She just needs a bit more support than she's been getting, emotional support and financial support, and yeah. So we said on Sunday, we said yes to her, and basically that meant that she had two and a half days to pack up and get out of her house in Belfast. I was in the middle of working, so I wasn't going to be able to do much in terms of juggling clients around and things like that, and just very suddenly things shifted. Also this month we kind of unexpectedly have my dad back living with us with his advanced dementia. So it's been a bit crazy here for a few days, but very magical at the same time, very beautiful, you know. Everything's done. Georgia's now out of her house, packed up and has moved back in, and is just sort of trying to unpack her stuff here. Dad is pottering around being dad and just moving around from one room to the other and losing his pajamas and doing all sorts of things. And I think what I've realised more than anything about the last few days is that although my shoulders went up a little bit and I got slightly stressed about things on Sunday, because I think primarily because I was trying to get my head around, I was trying to integrate the idea of Georgia being back home after quite a long time away, and how we would all live together, and how Owen and I are quite often on our own here, so we're quite selfish about our space, how we would all navigate that. But very quickly on Sunday I realised, okay, this is happening, and I had to reach a point of acceptance, which is really important. And yeah, so 2 days on, it's all happened. Things have changed. My schedule changed slightly. The universe really conspired to help me, and that's one of my favorite phrases, is the universe is conspiring in my favor. So Georgia needed extra support yesterday in terms of packing up and things like that, and I was meant to be working a full day and full evening, and unexpectedly then a couple of my clients in the evening had to cancel at the last minute because they weren't well. So I ended up with the time that I needed for her, and everything just worked out okay. And in the past I would have got extremely stressed about all this. But I think it's a combination of a few different things which have really helped me over the years, that helped me to be more flexible and more adaptable now than I ever have been before. The first one is, I suppose, really having the time and the energy. You know, so not feeling completely overloaded. So when things like this happen, when there is a bit of a quick change in something, because my battery is quite fully charged nearly all the time at the moment, it makes it much better. It makes me much more resilient, and that's just a good thing to note. You know, that I think resilience, I believe that resilience and adaptability come from being fully energized, and so that therefore implies that the better you look after yourself, and the more you prioritize your own well-being and your own health and sleep and nutrition and exercise and all those different things, the more resilient you are and the easier life is. So that's been proven to me this week, definitely. My yoga practice has been very, very important to me this week, because of course yoga is all about not just being able to move your body into strange positions on a yoga mat, but also it really teaches you to not be so connected with the mind and what the mind's telling you and the different thoughts, and to just go with the flow, to move, and to move easily, and to do what you can, and to not push and to not strive too hard. But it's also taught me that I am incredibly flexible physically after 7 or 8 years of practice. And then support. So I'm really, really grateful for the support of Owen in all this, you know, and I kind of can't even imagine what things would have been like over the last few days without him being here to look after Dad while I've been out at work, and to help Georgia today, and to give advice and all these different things. So that's been really crucial, and having somebody in your life that you can allow to do that you really let support you, and then also just recognizing that most of my stress comes from the thought, I'm not going to be able to handle this, or I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough energy. And just being able to notice that thought come through my mind, it's almost like it just kind of floats across over here like a big cloud, and sometimes my mind wants to attach onto it and pull it in, and it causes a physical reaction in my body. And the more I can just realize that it is just a thought, it's one of many, and I can choose whether to get attached to it or not, then life just is easier. It's just easier. So I choose to believe that all is well. I choose to believe that whatever happens, I'll handle it. I choose to believe that this too will pass. I choose to believe all sorts of different things, which are much more supportive for me than So I hope that gives you some ideas, and I hope that you're able to look at some of the challenges in your own life and just notice whether you're actually adaptable, or whether you're staying very rigid and saying, no, this can't change, I can't deal with this, or I'm not willing to accept this new change, this new challenge. Yeah, things are going to be different here for the next few weeks. It is going to be a slightly busier house, and we'll all just have to adjust to living with each other. But I'm also really, really deeply grateful that I'm able to provide such a beautiful, loving space for my dad and for my daughter, because at the end of the day, what else is there apart from love? Namaste.